How much logical and strategic thinking is incorporated in your planning? Do the resources that you use in your teaching demand a high level of sequential and critical thinking from learners? Are your students skilled at reasoning and rationalizing their academic views? Are they skilled at explaining the points that they are making and justifying their arguments? Thinking for learning is paramount. Not only do students need to be adept at what to think, but also at how to think. Let's explore how thinking for learning can be firmly embedded in your teaching and learning through planning, selecting, and developing learning activities, resources, and experiences. Thinking plays a fundamental role in developing cognitive skills in students. Thinking assists students with good decision making, understanding the consequences of their actions, and solving problems. Thinking also supports students with important life skills like making connections, perspective taking, and communicating. Teachers' professional accountability and pedagogical repertoire is fundamental in ensuring that students are provided opportunities to think as a regular part of their learning experience. What are some of the challenges you find with thinking in the classroom? Are you eager to develop learners to learn independent of you? Are you having to direct students to information and constantly think starting them on activities? Let's explore some solutions. Strategic thinking is the mental process applied by an individual with the aim to ultimately achieve a set goal or goals in any learning activity. It gives students the ability to explore the context with intent, thinking in time, using the information available to them to create opportunities to arrive at a solution. Students are driven to arrive at solutions and are keen to explore various perspectives and theories that can get them there. Improving strategic thinking requires teachers exposing students to puzzles, games, deciphers, and other problem-solving activities. Logical thinking is the mental process in which any individual uses reasoning in a way that allows them to arrive at a viable solution to their problem. When thinking logically, individuals can accurately analyze situations, make connections between data, and use the information gathered to solve a problem. Improving logical thinking requires teachers to expose students to mysteries, putting information sequentially, using timelines, playing games such as chess, and making decisions through choosing. Critical thinking is the cognitive process of analyzing and evaluating an issue or situation objectively to make an informed judgment or conclusion. Thinking critically requires putting aside any assumptions or prejudice and simply analyzing the information available. Improving critical thinking calls for teachers to expose students to certain scenarios that they may be able to contemplate advantages and disadvantages, similarities and differences, and cause and effect, working backwards and playing games like Tangram and Scrabble, where they evaluate and make informed decisions as the process progresses. Analytical thinking is the cognitive process that gives individuals the ability to solve problems quickly and effectively. This is achieved through breaking problems or situation down into smaller parts to make better sense of all the information available. This allows students to detect patterns between data sets that often lead to creative solutions. Improving analytical thinking requires teachers exposing students to working on experiments, to find the odd one out, or spotting the difference, finding different pathways, comparison of work against criterion, and providing feedback to others. Developing thinking in learners requires frequent and varied exposure to activities that requires the use of one or a combination of the various thinking skills. This way, students are encountering the problems that demand those skills and are placed in a position where they need to use them in a safe environment. With all the needs, gaps in learning, value-added requirements, and time constraints that the content demand of curriculums lay at the feet of teachers, teachers need to be more proactive in their planning and approaches to learning resources and activities to provide students with the rounded thinking development needed to deepen and accelerate their learning. Which of these thinking skills are you already using? Which ones will you incorporate in your lessons? How will that change the learning activities and approaches that you use in your classroom?